Maybe just edit it now? I don't know. Good luck editing this later. Okay, what are we doing today?
Well, today on Sound Parade, I thought I'd share some of my recent experiments with the AI Comic Factory. That's on huggingface.co. So if you go there, you can just find the AI Comic Factory. And it's a pretty cool little program where you type in, oh, well, let's just do it here. So at the top here, so we're watching this at home. So you listening at home won't know what we're talking. Well, I'm going to try and describe it.
Yeah, to me? Do you want me? Yeah, you're not going to use that Microsoft narrator, though. You're just going to describe it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So what's it's pretty cool. So I have not learned exactly all the ins and outs of how to use this. I don't know what what are I'm going to expand this out here to full screen here. Um, I haven't figured out like, oh, I don't even know. Am I supposed to put commas after things? Am I supposed to put periods after things? It says story. The prompt is a story. Do I write like a paragraph in here? I don't know. It's supposed to generate comic panels, and it does a pretty cool job. We'll see. We'll look at some later. But what I was doing, let me just go here to the layout. I'm going to change my layout to just four up. So I've only got four panels here. So you've got different comic book layouts options, which is pretty neat. Um, but I'm using four because I knew I just wanted individual pictures. So I didn't necessarily need to have it look like a comic book for what I was doing. Now, I originally started off doing something else and then, excuse me, stumbled into kind of doing this modular synth thing, which I thought was actually kind of more interesting. I'm gonna have a sip of water, so excuse me. Yeah, your voice, I don't know, is your voice gonna hold up for this whole thing?
I guess we're going to find out here. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so you got a layout. Okay, and then got different styles. Which is kind of neat. There's some cool stuff in here, but let's just go to humanoid. Okay, so humanoid will be a style. Well, you want to tell me?
Okay, so humanoid will be a style similar to Mobius, if you're a fan of Mobius's look. So Mobius, I don't know if I think Mobius started humanoids, the humanoids book label with some other artists and stuff, and they continue to this day, and they put out Mobius's works and other artists who were on Heavy Metal was the magazine. I think it was called, oh boy, what was it called? Can't remember what the original name of it was called. But anyway, so it's a style. I really enjoyed this style. So I thought, well, let's just use that. And then we did a prompt. So what I did last time, we'll just see if we get anything different. So I typed in, oh, I'm over here. What am I typing? So sci-fi. Do you want the dash in there? Why don't we take that out? Sci-fi, and then you did modular synth, and then you did 1960s. Now, what did you do 1960s? Oh, I just thought that would give it maybe a look, kind of like it gives you just enough of that kind of sort of space age science fiction sort of look. But I don't even know. I don't even know if this is all really even working because, like I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to use uh, periods after this or commas. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, and then you did maybe science fiction spelled out just for good measure. Yeah, because then basically what it does is it's going to try and make a story out of these words. But what I was really just kind of looking for was some interesting imagery. So let's just hit go. Let's just see what happens. Let's go. Let's see what these things do. Okay. So now it's going to sing. And it's going to be busy because it's free at this point. Everything's free on it, and so everybody's trying to generate some stuff. Um, but we'll see. So it says generating a new story. It's an exciting story.
Yeah, it's an exciting story of sci-fi modular synth. Now you tried some other stuff of like cables and screens and all sorts of prompts, right?
Yeah, and I gotta say that it started off better earlier, and oh, here comes some stuff. Some stuff's coming through. It's rendering right now. So it's pretty fast, actually. Oh, okay. So there's a basically like a keyboard and a bunch of 'Kay, that's a pretty good modular synth sort of looking thing. Um, it's all very mangled, which is kind of funny. Um, the knobs don't really come out, do they? No. Let's see what's this one down here. Okay, well, that was actually a really cool, really cool sort of space station thing. I don't know how that is actually a modular synth. Um, and then we've got a woman desperately typing. Yeah, so that one didn't come out very well. But these other ones were okay. I don't know. I guess so. We can hit upscale down here. Oops. Okay. Thanks. Let me, if I can get to it. There it goes. So now it will upscale each one of these images, which is a nice feature. The first image for those listening at home, what is this? I would say it kind of looks like if you opened up a fuse box from an old hotel. There's a lot of cables going on in there. There's a keyboard in there that's kind of funny. It's okay. Uh, it's kind of not super exciting, but that's all right. The next one is like a woman who's like dressed in like a lab coat. Um, and it's so funny because we all know that AI has a really hard time with hands and even hands from, a comic book. It's so funny. Like, are there not enough references for comic book hands? I don't know. The hands always get mangled. But the one I really like down here is this kind of city in the sky sort of thing. That's got kind of some cool. It has nothing to do with modular synth. So that's just kind of funny, but I'm gonna grab that one just because for later. So that is
So yeah, that is kind of the not the problem, but when you're using AI generated stuff, it just you just generate hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of things, and what are you even going to do with it?
it's true. And that is a good question because do I want just a terabyte of images that I'm never going to do anything with? Okay, so I'm going to save this image as, and let's see here. I think I've already got, you can get to see a little bit there. We're just going to put it in here. Oh yeah, there's a little, if you're watching at home, you get a little sneak peek of, let's bring that off here so we don't give it all away. All right, what do we got? That's 39. All right, label in. Okay, kind of funny. Okay, all right, that works. I'm gonna save this other one over here, and I know, super exciting. It's a really super boring. It's a very boring video and a very boring audio. Oh, okay, let me just hit save there. And do I need this other one? Nah, let's let that one disappear into into the ether. Yeah, all right, I'll save it. It's kind of interesting. It's not. I can delete it later. You know what? I can delete that later. Okay, 40. One. So you can also save it as a page, I should say. You can save it as a page, so like as a PDF file. So if you wanted to print these out or something. But I encourage you to explore. Definitely go and check it out. I'm not going to get into like doing even more of this stuff because we have other things to look at today. But there's some cool options and weird words that get mangled and things, and it gets pretty fun. And I'm actually kind of interested in circling back to that and just seeing what I could come up with. But for today, what we're talking about is we wanted to see some of the stuff that we generated the other day. So here is, let me see here. Let's go. Let's see. Full screen. There we go. So yes. So here we go. The first image. This is really funny to me. I don't know where this character came in, but there's almost like this Dr. Seuss sort of character here. It's a guy playing, again, yeah, look at that hand.
Yeah, that hand is crazy. It's a crazy hand, and he's playing this keyboard, this massive keyboard, and looks like crumpled candy as the controls there. He's got like a foot controller down there, maybe. Is that what's going on down there? And some sort of outboard gear on the side here. Yeah, but he is in kind of his 60s, 70s. So he's got his like his flared pants and his boots, his orange shirt, kind of a vest, I guess. I'm thinking he's got a tie. Kind of looks like he's got a tie there. I should speak into the microphone because we're recording. But I like this whole kind of space stuff back here. This is very interesting. And he's just rocking out on his on his synthesizer there. Now, had you typed? I don't think you had typed in synthesizer, did you?
No, I probably at this point was still just doing modular synth. I think later I tried some that were, modular synthesizer, and then so the keyboard definitely became more prominent in those images. But I was pretty delighted. This was one right out of the gate. I was like, oh man, that's pretty funny. And of course, that just fueled the fire to keep making more. Um, Speaking of which, all right, what else we got? This is pretty much going to be in chronological order how these were generated. Most of the time, like four at a time. So sometimes there's a grouping of them that are similar because I think the AI was trying to make a story, so it kind of made sense that they had similar things. But anyway, so this is kind of we see this angle a lot. This is kind of a 3/4. If you remember the one that we just, can I go to it? Yeah. Well, for some reason, this it's kind of an angle that comes up a lot. It's kind of almost like this 3/4 view into the corner. Like there's a corner for some reason where the gear comes together in the corner. I don't understand. Like, why is this the perspective that's coming up? I don't know. But anyway, let's go back to where we were. Let's just keep things consistent here. Um, Anyway, thought this was pretty great right out of the gate. Basically, what we've got is panels of gear, switches, a lot of switches, it looks like. Um,
Yeah, but in this one, we got kind of like this room. It's like this window. Now, it's either a monitor. I guess it's a monitor. It's a I'm going to move the microphone there. It's like a monitor. Yeah, I guess it's a monitor. I don't know what happened up here. This some some of those switches look like they need to be replaced. I don't think those are going to hold up well. And some knobs. Is that a knob right there? I don't know what that is. Okay. And then, folks, if you're watching this, it's going to be more, probably make more sense. Well, it will, because you'll actually see what I'm talking about. But if you're just listening, you're going to go, what? But aren't you intrigued to come over to YouTube? Now, don't go over there yet. This isn't happening live. Okay, you're going to have to circle back later and watch it. Okay, because he's still got to edit it, whatever we end up talking about. All right, next. Let's just go next. I'll drive. Next. Oh, yes, we did like this. Now, you thought about this for your friend Alan, right?
yeah, so my friends Alan and Woody had shared some recent. Remember how we were working on that Alan Strange patch challenge? Well, they had shared some of their versions of it, and I thought, oh well, this is kind of fun. Like that first one, I thought for Woody, 'cause that just kind of seemed like that might work for him. And this one I thought for Alan. I don't know. This is kind of I thought when I saw this, I thought of my friend Alan. Thought, oh, that's kind of funny. Maybe he would want this. So anyway, yeah. So we've got a guy, dapper gentleman. Now I'm not sure what happened to his leg here.
Yeah, the AI kind of made I don't know what's going on with his leg there. That is true. It's actually part of his body. It's like his pants come down here and then it just disappears into this peg, which seems like part of the floor. I don't know. He's like, I don't know. That's a crazy stance. You get like a look at the twist of his. I want you all at home to try and stand like this gentleman is standing, because that's gonna open up your back. I think your lower back's gonna feel feel that. So he's got a twist. There's a twist kind of going on there, but his hands are feverishly working on something there, like adjusting some. It's very much like a scientist adjusting like this big computer here, but it's got this awesome screen. Now, that screen you could use for like maybe one of your little audio waveforms or something on there. So some of these things might work like as a animated static image. Maybe that's what you could do with these. But yeah, that's just a really, I don't know, that was cool. That came in the same batch as this one. Okay, so that I guess I'm just kind of narrating now. We've switched over to this funny voice. Yay!
Okay, well, yeah, so that came out of the same batch as this one here. So that one was part of that, and then this is part of the, same batch as well, and woo.
Yeah, check out that hand. It's almost like a Vulcan salute there. Live long and prosper. But it's totally mangled. Anyway, we've got kind of like a scientist. He's got some really groovy kind of glasses on. He's got a good side profile, actually. That's a good helmet, and he is sitting down and rocking this big sort of computer thing here. Which is kind of sadly what's disappointing about this one is it's not so defined as some of the others. The AI just kind of gave up making any knobs or anything. It's just like that's just too much work. I'm not even gonna bother with that. It's got kind of a cityscape in the back. I don't know. Still, it has kind of a nice vibe to it. That's kind of neat. So okay, that was that one. That was all the same group. And oh yeah, and this is part of the same group too. A bunch of forlorn scientists staring at the monitors here, and they don't seem super excited about what they're seeing on the monitor. But well, I guess that poor man had his that poor man had his hand caught in the thrasher, I guess, or something. I guess he was working out in the farm before he came in, and boy, everybody's hands are pretty. Well, this guy was smart. He just put his hands in his pocket. That's kind of the best thing. If the AI can't do hands, just put them in the pockets there. But it's pretty good head face looks and now I don't know why did the characters show up in these early prompts?
I don't know, I think that's a science thing. I think because I said science fiction, it thought, "Oh, well, let's put some scientists in there." Now, even though these all came from the same group, um, there's not much of a story here, and to be fair, you didn't even give it a story. No, I just gave it some words with some commas in between it, so I can't be too harsh on the story, but that's not what we're judging. We're not judging on the story here. Um, but okay, so I think we did another prompt, probably changed a few words or whatnot. I can't remember exactly. But we came up with this guy, this guy Groovy.
Yeah, he's got some really some. Oh, can we see? Let's see. Is this zoomed in all the way? Okay. Let's see. Oh, can't see his feet. Of course, we don't know how many legs he has here. Is this the full? That's the full image. Okay. He's got like a shoe. There is a shoe down here. Once again, he's got like some pedals underneath his desk here, where he's got a keyboard. He's got a keyboard. He's got. It must be easy to play. It's probably easier to play a keyboard when you have 12 fingers. So I guess the AI just like figures that humans don't have enough fingers. If you're gonna be playing a keyboard, let's give you a couple more fingers. I guess is what's going on there. But definitely got like a nice late '60s, early '70s hairstyle going there with his big headphones. Kind of his massive wall of gear. That's what we want with our modular synths. That's what we like. We're down for that. That's what we're looking for. But yeah, he's just sitting and playing away and listening to what he's doing. That's pretty funny. Okay, that's like, oh, and this for some reason this came out. So sometimes you get like a sorry about that, hit the microphone. Sometimes you get like a picture with like a guy in it, and then without anybody in it. So I don't know. It must have been like the narrative of the AI was like, oh, well, we really need to focus in on this, but this one actually came out pretty good. This has got some cables. This one, I would say, looks a little more in the realm of modular synth. So you got knobs, you got lots of, got some. Now it does look like it does look like old phone cables. Mostly probably out there don't know what a phone cable looks like, but you may have seen something like this in an old house, old wiring that you ripped out. But it almost feels like it's a flat phone cable. So anyway, that's kind of an interesting patching. Maybe it's like, yeah, network cables. We got some dials. And so we got some. The color palette's kind of fun. There's definitely muted colors. Blue. You got some blue and some orange. And this is definitely like a full-on like here's modules with cables and stuff. So that's kind of a fun. You can do something with that. You're creative. Oh, and then we got hey, this was yeah, surprise. Where did this one come from?
Yeah, and this one I thought, well, now this kind of read to me like almost here we are, like here I am over here talking. Oh, this is almost like a visualization of Sound Parade.
Yeah, there we like I'm here in the middle. So here I am. For some reason, I have like are those eyes or do I have two heads? I've got a crazy hand that's like typing away here at something. But yeah, I like that we have spacesuits on. That's fun. And
And I guess I'm over here just sitting on this bench here, I guess. Okay. I'm sitting here while you guys are talking over there. Okay. Yeah, I see how this could look like Sound Parade. Yeah. And then I guess I'm over here talking. Oh, over here. Sorry. I got to remember I'm actually recording. Yeah, so I'm over here, kind of talking here, talking to these guys.
yeah, us guys over here. Yeah, look at that. Me and my two heads there. But yeah, so the scene for those folks following on the audio, Sound Parade is inside kind of like a space capsule, I guess. And there's enough room to stand up, which is nice. It's a very roomy space capsule. And there's like a main kind of computer thing in the middle. It's kind of like an outboard gear that you might see in like a recording studio. And that's in the middle. We all just seem very interested in that. We're standing around that. Some of us are sitting because I guess you're just lazy over there. I don't know why you're sitting. And then, yeah, we're like ready to go. But the colors are really nice. It's like orange and blues and grays and yellow. Looks really good. That was kind of an exciting one to see come up.
Yeah, and that's kind of the addictive quality of the AI image generating sort of thing is like you type stuff in and then you gotta wait around and then the stuff starts showing up. It's like, whoa, and every once in a while you get something like, whoa, okay, that's pretty cool. So anyway, I thought this was a good kind of Sound Parade sort of thing. So look for that in the future, I guess. Okay, yep, here's another sort of three-quarter view of a console. In the upper part, it seems to be more defined, even though it's pretty janky. Definitely feels like there's more knobs and things up here. This middle area gets a little, I don't know, what do we even call that? It's like speckled rocks, like rockery or something. I don't know what's going on with that. And then we got some cables and stuff and some circuit boards. This feels very circuit board to me here, but it's all in kind of the guise of like a big sort of like recording console. Now, is anything going on down here? No. Okay. Just making sure this isn't like a city or something that I'm misinterpreting. But anyway, that's an interesting. So now that one came up. Okay. Then this is a scene of two guys. Well, two sort of human figures.
Though, to be honest, there there is a figure that's, I guess, could be maybe interpreted as human. Is once again very much of a twist here. This poor fellow in the middle here. I think I'm seeing the back of his jacket, and his arm is facing it. It's kind of like if you turned your back, if you turned yourself inside, not inside out, but around. Like okay, so imagine your head is facing one direction, and then you turn your entire torso the opposite direction, along with your hips and your leg, but then you, at the very end, you twist your foot around to face the same direction as your head. That's what's happened to that poor guy. So I don't know what these guys were experimenting with, but they, they might want to turn that off. I don't know. I mean, the things got pretty destructed here. There's a lot of yeah, destruction here. The computers didn't really survive. I don't know where the modular synth is here. And then there's even like a sort of a oh, what should we say? There's a cloud. It's not necessarily an active explosion, but there's some light coming from inside of this cloud up here, inside of this devastated lab. And so I don't know if that's what they created, and maybe that's the gravitational pull is twisting this poor guy around. The other guy looks like maybe he wants to help, but he is completely befuddled. Oh my god. Oh my god, who's gonna tell your wife? Yeah, hi Jane. So there was some trouble at the lab today. Mike is gonna be on a little bit of a leave. I don't know if he's gonna come home right for a little while. Maybe did you have any family or friends you want to go visit for a while? Any places you want to go? Okay, so yeah, that's poor Mike. All right. Anyway, next picture. Okay, this is kind of a more straight on sort of modular synth sort of thing. So I don't know where it's grabbing its concepts from.
No, I don't know. But I love this sort of like what I liked about this particular text to image AI sort of thing is I like that it's in the format of kind of like a comic book sort of illustration. So I like this sort of hand drawn sort of stuff that's coming through. I don't know. I just thought it had a really unique kind of look to it. Not, successful on the scale of it looks weird. It looks interesting. I think you got to kind of just embrace the weirdness of AI art. It's all going to get better someday, and we're going to look back and go, oh, I liked when it was a little more messy and a little more mangled. Because I'm sure in the next couple of years, this is all just going to be tight and pristine, and we're going to miss all this sort of. You're going to have to like add in. Yeah, you're going to have to add in like noise almost to jumble this up. Yeah, I wonder if that's what they're going to work towards is actually like program instead of text to image, but programs to image. I wonder if that. So yeah, you'd make like a variable that is noise or something, and that would introduce. I don't know who's working on this stuff. It's not me. Here's another one. I think I at this point was typing in waveform, audio waveform into the description. So we're getting a little bit of occasional things like this. But that looks pretty cool actually. So there's some good stuff there. Okay, yeah. Continue then kind of just a wall of gear, which we like here. Modular synth, people like that. Another wall of gear. So we're on a good run. Were all these from the same batch? I mm, I don't know. I don't know. Some batches of 4 were better than others. Some, I got 1 out of 3 that I thought was interesting. I pretty much didn't really grab things that had a lot of like characters or people in it unless it was just, was interesting on some level. But anyway, so yeah, some more kind of gear here. Oh, and then here we got kind of a we got kind of a cityscape.
Yeah, where you might set up your gear outside, in kind of a urban sort of like build as high as you can to the stars sort of city there. That's kind of interesting. And it almost kind of looks like it's from a book. And if you look at the very top here, there's like this weird fold like from a book. So like it grabbed something from a book, probably. Probably just find all this stuff one of these days you'll stumble across and go, oh my god, that's from that. Oh, interesting. So yeah, so here's some gear down here. Once again, it just kind of looks like a mosaic. It's like somebody made a tile mosaic, concrete casting of pebbles or something down there. But we got a few sort of like little cash registers that are maybe musical instruments. That's kind of fun to think about. Okay. Maybe some tubes over here. Don't know. So your tubes are blocks. Kind of looks like wood blocks that you'd play with, as a toy sort of thing. But we got a monitor there. Not sure exactly what it's monitoring there, but that could be a little spicy, as they say, depending on your interpretation. But good, nice colors like the blue and the yellow in the background there. That's it. I thought I thought that was kind of an interesting one that popped up out of nowhere, never to exist again. All right, and then for some reason, we got a black and white one. So definitely have a keyboard sort of thing going on here. Though it's no real, it's kind of a funny sort of keyboard. Maybe those are like dials or something. It's kind of laid out like a keyboard, but it ain't no scale we've ever seen. That'd be kind of fun to rebuild that. Wonder what that would be. What is this? Maybe bass and that. Oh, it kind of feels like one of those old organs that have like the switches for like bossa nova and different sort of rhythms and maybe a different sort of sound. Maybe that's what those switches are. But then we got some knobs and we got kind of a fun sort of graphic here in the middle that looks like a diagram. I don't know if is that a screen or yeah, I guess this is a screen. Yeah, so it's, kind of fun. Kind of fun. You never know. You never know what you're gonna get with the AI. So, all right, next. Oh, okay. This is kind of very similar to that. Sort of like you must have added in like screen or something, computer screen, because now we're getting computer screens. And this one definitely is like an interior of a. Gosh, is this a recording studio? What is this? We've got like a lineup of this sort of cash register, sort of computer kiosk sort of thing. I don't know what all these are, but there's a line of them. And you got some outboard gear underneath, which it kind of looks like a lot of speakers. Like, that's a lot of speakers down there. Okay, it's got some cables around it. That's kind of good. And then you got this sort of view. I like to think of it as a window. I think it's more fun to think of this as like a space age apartment than actually being monitors, even though I know it behind here is black. I think it's more fun to think it's like you're actually looking out these windows of the city, which is either San Francisco. I don't think that's New York. I don't know. What's that one over there? I don't know. So yeah, so while you're making your little music there, you look out the window of your from your apartment. Like that's what your whole apartment. But it's certainly a bachelor's apartment, probably. I don't think any wives or girlfriends or partners would really kind of put up put up with all this in there. They'd be like, we do need a place to sit. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, and then we got a similar thing. So now this definitely kind of feels more recording studio. This is lovely colors. The blue and oranges, yellows. Got some nice stuff going on. The computer monitors. Um, yeah, it's got like comfy captain's chairs to sit in. Lots of cables on the floor though. You better get those interns in to get those cables. Like who like that? I'm sorry, the recording session's over, but you gotta get those cables wrapped up there. Okay. And then you got a view of 3 planets out your window. That's just nice. I mean, wouldn't you want to record in here? I would. I think this is pretty fun environment to sit in there. Okay. Now this once again, kind of a 3/4 shot again. Got a good computer monitor up here with some static. I like that. A lot of static up there. I like these kind of big, round monitor sort of things. They don't have anything on them, which is kind of good. Because later we could like animate that to do something. That might be kind of fun. You can make these lights like blink and things. Um, and as far as kind of the board goes here, that just looks like trouble. I can almost smell the burning electronics on this. I think this is one of those things like, oh yeah, when did they build this? They built this in the 40s, huh? Okay. I don't know how long these components are gonna last here. We got some newer stuff in the back here, and this person's tried to wire it all together. Wonder what kind of sounds that's making. Doesn't it make you wonder? Doesn't, yeah? Okay, the magic of AI. Okay, there we go. Next, once again, kind of a 3/4 shot here. A scene. This is a good computer box here. That's definitely a monitor because it's, well, is it? Yeah, I guess so. We've got a city scene in the back here. Lots of gear, like all the gear, but it kind of looks almost like a city here on the desk. This is like a map of something. I don't know. I think it's supposed to be gear, but it reads more as like a map, a city map, and I have no idea what this thing is. There's like this garbled. This is not even working for our poor sound parade people listening. They're like, we can't see what you're talking about. There's a locker in the background here. So I guess that's where you hang your lab coat before you start making. It's always good to wear a lab coat before making music. I think that should be, everybody should do that. Okay, so now this is a slightly different style. Um,
Yeah, I don't remember what style it was, but at this point I was like, well, let me try some of these other styles. So this is one of the results of that. I know I at some point was typing in psychedelic because I thought that would be kind of fun. What's that going to do? Yeah, you're just trying to get some kind of weird sort of stuff going on. Yeah, it's just, come on. So yeah, this is definitely like a Moog synthesizer or something. It's a semi-modular. You definitely got some big knobs and things to turn on this thing. Got a little keyboard that's actually looks like a keyboard. Once again, it's kind of fun to look at like okay, what are the scales of that? That's kind of an interesting scale. Would be kind of fun to make music based off of like, what would this sound like?
yeah, you could use this as your creative prompt. What would this instrument make? So you'd have to find some modules that have like something that has a big knob, really big knob. So I don't know. This being quite the interpretation here. And then this sort of like whole note, half note, whole note, whole note, whole note, half note, half note. We'll give the benefit of the doubt there. Oh, well, no, half note there, whole note, half note, whole note, half note. So an interesting scale. It's a non-Western scale keyboard, so that's kind of interesting. Well, no wonder you're inside this sort of mushroom-covered room. What do you expect? Okay. All right. Next. Oh. Okay. So it's like now this one has some potential because you could make this like an animated thing that maybe could react to your music, like maybe these lights turn on and off or something. That might be kind of fun. The slightly different style. I like this little keyboard. I think you have this as your little screen background, don't you?
I do, yeah. I thought like, oh man, maybe these would be really fun for, your phone backgrounds and stuff. So I got all excited about that. And yeah, anyway, it works pretty cool. But yeah, I thought like an animated, this one might be kind of cool to animate these lights and things. Maybe they react to the audio. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out like how to do that. Like, can I make a little thing that just reacts to audio that you play? So like a static image, but it's like it audio reacts to whatever audio you're playing, but it appears like it's a static thing, but there's like just basically lights and stuff that bleep on it. Yeah, I thought kind of a twist on the audio visualizer. Um, so we'll see. I don't know. I don't know how to program that. So I guess I see you in 10 years. I figure that out. All right. What's the next one? Oh, are we at the end? No, we're not at the end. Okay, let's go here. Oh, okay. Yes.
So there's one that's kind of like a Tintin style, and that's what came up with this one. So I think some of these things would be funner with like a story, but this is kind of a interesting painting. Here it's a very fantasy world. You got things flying in the air. You got things off in front of a big moon or something. For some reason, this sort of mushroom house thing is like really well defined. I kind of wish everything had this outline, but that really jumps out. And then in the foreground here, we've got like a smash. It's like a little weird little computer. It's like a toy. It's like a toy piano computer sort of thing. It's kind of neat. And then there's like a guy. There's a figure that to me just reads like like an artist painting, doing a plein air painting. But I don't think that's what's going on here. And then some sort of structure beyond that. It's all very interpretive, isn't it? It's all, and then this sort of stuff along the bottom here is kind of funny. But that's all very the Tintin sort of aesthetic. Anyway, that's kind of fun. I like the colors a lot on that one. I thought they did a good job. I thought the AI did a good job of making something interesting on that. And then okay, yeah, this was I think the style on this one was like flying saucer or something.
Yeah, so flying saucer, and so it's definitely more like a retro sort of thing. And this just kind of came up, and I was like, man, there's no way that this image in the middle here of this brain, it's a silhouette, it's a side view of of a human face, and it's mostly the face, and then with a big brain, and then all these like wires and stuff that make up the neck. So you can kind of imagine it, but it's like, okay, so I had 2 feelings about this. One, if the AI generated this completely from scratch, that's I mean, obviously sampling from other things. That's super cool. But if it's just like an actual lifted image exactly the way it looks like that and then brought in here, that's not as cool. So I don't know how to feel about that. Like if it's 100% AI generated, that's pretty amazing and pretty awesome. That I could probably sell on stock footage somewhere. Um, but I gotta believe that that's so sampled from something that's like, okay, I'm gonna find that in the wild someplace. But anyway, and then here's another one. I thought this was pretty great. This is also under the flying saucer uh theme, I guess. Prompt style. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, style. So in this one, you got like two of these. They're pretty intense aliens. These red aliens. Kind of. They're pretty creepy. They're pretty intense, and they're looking at this computer screen. So you must have had a computer screen as your prompt, and it's almost like a cassette player on the side here. But they got some sort of knobs and things. I guess what it picks up when it says modular synth, it's definitely picking up on the knobs and switches and things, which is good. That's what we want. But yeah, so that's kind of a fun. That's a fun one. Somebody could use. Well, somebody that could be used maybe for an album cover or a cassette. These are actually square. They would print perfectly for a cassette. So maybe I should print these out as cassettes, cassette labels. All right, and then okay, yeah, this would be another one that maybe would be fun to animate with very simple, which would be about your skill level. Just making some lights blink on and off. But yeah, so that's this is the colors are a little too candy colored, but I don't know. I don't know. It works okay. It's kind of fun actually. Um, yeah, you could get used to that. It's very rainbowy colors. So it's pastels, very pastels. I don't know what's going on up here. Those modules? That'd be fun if those are modules. They look like pachinko kind of games. And anyway, there's a couple of sort of keyboard things up here. Okay, yeah. All right, and we got kind of double keyboard, weird little. Maybe those are like, oh, what do they call them? Quantizers. Maybe like those are quantizer modules that actually have little keyboards on them. That's kind of neat. This is like a whole row of micro cassette players. That would be kind of funny. Yeah, it'd be kind of funny to yeah. When you have nothing else to do, trying to rebuild this in the real world. Sure. Yeah, I want to just make that a life project. All right. Okay. Yeah. So what's this? This is like armor core or something. I think it's the style. Um. So yeah, this definitely got the wires going on this one, the spaghetti wires all over the place here. Okay, well, yeah, I don't know what else to say about that one. What's next? Oh, okay, yeah. Now, I mean, where does this come from? It wasn't like you typed in music performance in old Russian opera house. But that's what we ended up with. And this one definitely stacks of, there's a keyboard here, you got some outboard gear. Definitely feels like, almost like, feels like back of house, sort of like audio board, because you're kind of looking over that to like the center where maybe there's like some other gear set up here. And I don't know if these are like seats out here. And it's definitely like a weird auditorium that's open to the sky, which is a crazy sci-fi sky. But this would be great for your prog rock um, album. So that's kind of fun. You got some, at least they got like left and right speakers on this one. It looks like some over there, some little monitors up here. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this one. Um, yeah, that was kind of fun. Okay, another sort of yeah, just kind of it's weird. It's almost like space, which is perfect. That's what's really fun about the modular synth stuff. It's like space and music combined. Like if NASA made uh, instruments. This is kind of stuff that would look like. If NASA made musical instruments in the 1960s, this is kind of what it would look like. And that's pretty close to what the prompt we're trying to go for. So if that's an aesthetic you like, that's what we got. We got some stuff there. So that's another sort of full-on gear shot. And then, okay, then here's another one. Must have changed the style a little bit. This is the color scheme's a little different. Got some waveforms. Got some waveforms going on this one, and a number of computer monitors. This kind of looks more like 1980s monitors. Those look like I don't know what those are out there. Uh, and maybe a keyboard in the front here. It's reversed. We're seeing the back of it, like where you would plug stuff in. So it's kind of an interesting orientation there of that. But anyway, okay. Well, let's go to the next one. Do you think any of the YouTube people are enjoying this?
I think the YouTube people are probably like, what is this? Yeah, what is this sound parade thing? What's going on here? Yeah, why is it the funny voice talking all the time? I don't get this at all.
Well, you're challenging perceptions. You got AI art, and you're blowing people's minds on YouTube who have never seen anything like this before. Have no idea why anybody would spend any 1 second of their time of their life doing this. So yeah, you're blowing a lot of people's minds right now. So what's going on with this one? I like the overall sort of feel, the layout of this one. I'm going to say these are two big speakers here on the bottom. And you just put your keyboard down on the floor. That's fine. Next to some other gear. That's probably like your compressors and your interfaces and stuff down here. It's a little hard to get to because it's underneath your table there, but mustn't be stuff you need to get to very often. You got like a trophy. Looks like you won a trophy at some point. Put it back down there. This might be like a pedal board or something. Something you don't really use, but you like to have out. Speaker you're not using. Maybe some other sort of speakers down here. And then a big, speaker on the right-hand side here. You know what's funny, this is very similar to a lot of the drawings that you do anyway, so that's kind of weird too.
Yeah, it is kind of weird to think that eventually the AI will be generating artwork in our own style. That will be kind of interesting, almost like dream interpretation. Um,
Yeah, art interpretation of your own work. Now, are there characters? Are there figures in here? What's this over here? It's like we don't even know what that is. And then, but this kind of looks like a figure over here. Um, I don't know. I don't know. There you go. That's all. Sometimes that's all you can do with the AR stuff. Like, is this a guy up here? Is this like a clown playing the piano? Okay. I don't know. Or maybe those are like, like how people would have like a bust of like Beethoven or something on their. Maybe these are like busts of something. Like this guy with like a machine gun or something. I don't know. Okay, well, from afar, overall the image works pretty good. Alright, oh, then we get another sort of, like, full-on straight-on shot. For some reason, now it was rendering a lot of straight-on shots, but this definitely feels like a, almost like a toy, like, it feels like a toy modular synth. It's got some clicky, it's definitely like clicky switches. That would be really fun. Those would be fun to switch. Switch those on and off. Maybe push. Maybe are these push buttons? No, they're definitely knobs. But yeah, those definitely look like switches. And yeah, it's kind of like my first modular. It's like something like Play School. And then you come up here, yeah, then you can press these buttons down to like do different functions or something. That would be really fun. Engage. I think that's like, that could almost be the edge of a keyboard up there. But I like the idea that there are buttons that you push down and engage different patches, maybe. That would be really cool. So yeah, so this could be like a toy modular sort of thing. Takes a lot of cables though, folks. So, mom, we need more cables. I need more cables for my first modular. My first modular. I need some more cables, and it only takes a 510 or whatever. It looks like this is pretty beefy power requirements for this thing. Um, so yeah, maybe yeah. Make sure an adult helps you set that up. I guess is the thing. I'm sorry, microphone. Oh, and then yeah, this is creepy scenes. This is really like, where did the modular synth go? I don't know, but this scene, yeah, just kind of becomes like creepy. Something like breaking through this sort of monitor up here. It's very like this organic, abstract sort of, um, yeah, uh, swamp monster coming into our lab here. What is this? It's kind of almost like a mausoleum or something. I don't even know what. We don't even know what we're looking at here. What are we looking at here? What's this? Is something in the background here? I don't know. Okay. It definitely feels like maybe a recording desk, I guess. But things are getting pretty creepy in this room. So that's a creepy scene. Okay, and then okay now, and then more straight on. So this time definitely got the wires in this one, even some color coded wires. It's interesting how all the wires are flat. Like they definitely feel like phone cables. Um, yeah, I wonder if you put in like 1970s or 1980s or 1990s. I wonder how that would change the interpretation. But or 1940s or yeah 30s. I'm guessing a lot of like Jules Verne sort of stuff would start popping up. But anyway, got some big knobs. This feels like an old like oh, what do they call that? Like radio, radio gear, radio gear from the 50s. That people were using is science gear, to make sounds. That's definitely what this one feels like here. Kind of be curious if you're like, oh yeah, what is that? Something Heinbach. Heinbach would make something cool out of this. So that would be maybe for his next plugin. You just make something that looks like that. Oh, and then we've got a lovely sort of like an apartment scene of the city at night, and you're just surrounded by the hum of your gear. You're just safe and cozy in your little room, just packed with gear. And though it doesn't look like the most efficient way to work. Now you got this cable going right over the front of the keyboard. Now that's just going to be hard to deal with. And then it goes down here, and then that's just how are you going to trace that? Everything's the same color, so I don't know how that's going to work out. There's maybe a little can of compressed air here. That might help. But yeah, this whole like I would say this person's not taking great care of their gear. They're kind of like they've got this really pretty view. This is probably definitely $1 million view. Now this might be the entire. They might have kind of a small apartment here, so maybe yeah, maybe that's I don't know. They filled it up with a bunch of gear. Standing room only might be for this thing. Yeah. Okay. Well. Anyway. Oh, we're gonna zoom out a little bit there. See what's going on this side. Yeah, a lot of knobs and it's kind of better from far away, isn't it? Excuse me. Yeah, looks better far away. Once you zoom in on stuff, you see like that doesn't make any sense. All right. Oh, and here we have some sort of. Yeah, for some reason, one of the prompts, we didn't change much with the prompts, and now all of a sudden we got this DJ guy, which is kind of funny. So, in a very 1950s, 40s sort of comic book style, it's very dramatic. Now, he's a very focused man on what he's doing here. Now, look what's going on with his hands again. He's got, let's count his face. He's got one, two. I mean, what is that? He's got two thumbs. This man has two thumbs. Yeah, well, okay. We all know why that didn't work out. The guy has two thumbs. All right, and then one, two, three. Yeah, okay. One, two, three, four, five. I guess technically he has. Technically, he does have five fingers, and two of those fingers are thumbs. Interesting. Okay. Well, then he's got some records in the front, which is funny because we did not add in, anything DJ. So this just the AI thought modular synth DJ. There you go. He's got lots of gear behind him. That's kind of fun. He's got some stuff on the walls. He's definitely got records. Maybe an old computer here on the wall. Some other stuff on top here. He's got records. He's got lots of records to choose from. That's good. And he's got some gear here on the side. Maybe some car cassette players. It's almost like one of those things like where you go into like a stereo um, showroom and they have like the car stereos mounted into a wall. So it kind of looks like, oh, let me try this one. And more speakers. He's got a lot of speakers. Some vents. You got an air vent down there. That's good. Gotta get some air flowing in here. And lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of just miles of knobs and switches and things. And then kind of like a weird duffel bag thing here in the back, and his cell phone on the floor. Okay, well, anyway, yeah. So there you go. So two thumbs. Maybe it's like better like spinning records with two thumbs on there, but I guess we'll see. All right. Okay, and then another sort of interior, kind of three-quarter, like a reverse three-quarter now of the, yeah, of the computer. I'm sorry. What am I saying?
I know we're kind of losing. You're losing it there a little bit.
I am. This is just a lot. This is a lot of information to take in here. A keyboard, I guess is what the word I was trying to say. It's a keyboard. Once again, interesting scale. And a lot of this stuff is made out of using rocks, it looks like. Rocks and pebbles. Yeah, okay. And then there's where everything plugs in. That's kind of a interesting thing there. Okay. Well, all right. Some more spaghetti hanging off the wall. That's good. All right. I do like the interior. That seems fun. Kind of feels like this is maybe glowing light around and then it's behind glass. Here, I guess I should. This area here is behind glass, maybe a little bit, kind of where everything plugs in. Kind of like if you had a computer and you could see in the side of the computer, you'd see all the wires and stuff. That's kind of what that looks like. It's kind of fun. All right, where are we? Are we getting towards the end of this? We are. Oh, we are. We're pretty much at the end. We're up to the ones we looked at today. Okay. So yeah, here is that previous one was one we generated today. Okay. And then this is this kind of sci-fi city. Let's just look at this thing. Has nothing to do with modular, but just kind of a neat sci-fi city. I like these sort of like, these round buildings, and then you look inside and there's like windows. You look in the windows. Of course, it's all garbled in there, but I like the idea. We like abstract. We like abstract things around here. We're down for abstract. Yeah, okay, so that's kind of an interesting sort of cityscape. Don't know how that is modular synth, but anyway. And then the last one was, yeah, okay. Well, let's look at this. Kind of like a big spaceship, spaceport sort of thing. Got some figures, which are kind of fun. Maybe you could cut these out later or something. Use them for something. Yeah, those are kind of interesting. Maybe some. I gotta be careful what I say here. Okay, so yeah, maybe somebody's lost a foot, or is that, man? I don't know what kind of foot is that. Once again, feet and hands. The AI just doesn't really know what to do with that. Yeah, I wouldn't really say that's modular synth, but okay, it's kind of a good thing. But hey, we almost could stop there, right? we could be done. That could be the end.
That very well could be the end. So let's go back to, I don't know. Do you have a favorite? Um, well, let's see. Let's just kind of go back through these. Um, hmm, what's a good one to kind of hold on here? I think well, that's a classic one. I like this one, the Sound Parade crew, the crew of the Sound Parade. I guess we'll just leave that on there. Yeah, guess we'll leave it there. That's a good one. So yeah, that wraps up. We're gonna call that good on both ends, on the video side as well as the audio side of broadcast 79. So anyway, yeah, if you want, I'll post some of these things over on the Instagram, the sound underscore parade dot radio Instagram. And then if you're curious, check out the video. The video will be up, later. I'm gonna go take a break. But we'll see what hopefully we captured something, and it won't be like a 5-hour project, just to edit it.
Yeah, don't jinx yourself now. You committed to 5 hours.
Yeah, I don't want that to be the thing. I just kind of want to put it up there for people to watch. So anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And like we say on Sound Parade, until next time. Until next time.
Until next time.